In the year 1875, there was a murder that ripped open the fragile seams of a young republic. Gabriel García Moreno, Ecuador's iron-willed president and fervent Catholic, was killed on the morning of August 6th on the stone steps of Quito's Cathedral. What followed was less a single act of violence than the explosive unmasking of a conspiracy born of politics, faith, and exile. Garcia Moreno had remade Ecuador in his own image. A survivor of civil war, he returned from the provinces to impose order, new institutions, a centralized state, alliances with the church, and stern suppression of liberal dissidents. To supporters, he was a builder who rescued a chaotic republic. To opponents, he was a theocrat whose rule tolerated little dissent. By the mid-1870s, the country was a pressure cooker. Clergy and conservatives cloaked in certainty, liberals and exiles nursing grudges across borders. The conspiracy took shape in that cross-current. Men who had been forced into exile, who had watched their political fortunes vanish, began to organize. They found one another in cafes and safe houses in neighboring Colombia and Peru, trading bitter memories for a single fatal plan: remove Garcia Moreno and puncture the alliance between throne and altar. Their leader, Faustino Rayo, a Colombian by birth, returned to Quito with a small band of compatriots and local conspirators who had nothing to lose. August 6th was the Feast of the Transfiguration, Garcia Moreno's day. He attended Mass with ritual composure, aware of danger. Local accounts say he had received warnings and had once written that if he died, he would die for his principles. As the president descended the cathedral steps, the conspirators struck. Contemporary witnesses reported a chaotic, brutal scene. Knives flashed, Garcia Moreno was stabbed repeatedly, and the crowd surged. In the melee, Rayo was beaten and shot. Others fled or were seized. Within minutes, Ecuador's most famous man was dead. The killing was surgical in its clarity and messy in its aftermath. It was not the work of a lone assassin acting on a sudden whim. It was an operation born of months of plotting among exiles and disgruntled locals. The motive was patriotic. For the conspirators, patriotism as they saw it, a belief that only by removing a man who fused church and state could liberalism regain room to breathe. Reactions were instantaneous and thunderous. The Vatican and European Catholic circles declared Garcia Moreno a martyr, framing the murder as an attack on religion itself. In Quito, grief and fury produced reprisals, arrests, trials, and the public execution or killing of several implicated men. International newspapers spun competing narratives: a political murder, an anti-clerical conspiracy, an act of liberation. Over time, historians would find no secret foreign plot masterminded from London or Paris. The conspiracy was more domestic and regional, a product of Ecuador's bitter internal division and the networks of exiles that crisscrossed Andean capitals. The assassination changed Ecuador. In the immediate term, it produced instability and a crackdown that strengthened conservative instincts. In the long view, it crystallized the country's central fault line: church and state, order and liberal reform. Garcia Moreno's death became a symbol invoked by both sides, conservatives pointing to the chaos that followed as justification for authoritarian control, liberals reminding the republic of the cost when power became sacrosanct. This is a true crime of its century, a politicized killing that reads like a drama because it was staged by men who believed destiny and ideology justified violence. It says something about the age, about how polarized politics, exile networks, and religious fervor can conspire to turn a public square into a murder scene. The blade that fell on those cathedral steps did more than end a life. It exposed the dangerous alchemy of conviction and grievance in a nation still finding its shape.